Hello everyone. Welcome to today's reading. I am excited to use one of my newer decks here, the Golden Universal Tarot. So that is what I plan to use, at least initially. I do have a bunch of decks here on the side, just in case I get called to do something extra or different. But I'm already loving the energy. We had the Fool at the bottom of the deck, and as when I split the deck, I got the Four of Wands, the Union card. So I am pretty sure today's reading is going to be pretty amazing. Let's see what comes through here. Now, do remember these are general messages, and time and energy are both fluid. So although we set the intention to hear the messages we need to hear today at this time, these can actually occur at any time for anybody. It just depends on where you are in your journey. And I do believe that when you are guided to or called to watch a certain video or hear a certain message, that is when the messages are for you. But let's see here. What do we need to know for today? I'm not going to keep it exclusive to twin flames today per se. I am just going to ask for any general messages that we need to hear at this time, and it could be relevant to anything like career, relationships, pretty much anything that you need to know. So Spirit, what is our message for today, please? Thank you. That flew out. Wow, okay, the Emperor. So already I'm feeling like this is going to be a twin flame reading. We have the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So already I'm feeling like this has to do with something about communication coming. And I do feel like, okay, bottom of the deck again, the Six of Cups, somebody from your past coming back. Yes, like the return of your twin flame. So I do feel like communication here is pretty eminent for certain twin flames in the collective. I feel like this is something that the counterparts have been waiting for, have been planning for a really long time, but the divine masculine was just too out of balance to initiate any communication. And this was out of a fear of sabotaging anything further, of hurting the divine feminine again inadvertently. As I'm tapping in deeper into this energy, I do feel like the divine masculine counterpart has a lot of insecurities around his ability to communicate vulnerably, to communicate his feelings well. Here we have the Fool card, and here we have Temperance. So this divine masculine is actually going through the final stages of a spiritual awakening that's going to give him the clarity that he needs to make this breakthrough, to actually take a leap off this cliff and go on the other side. This masculine cannot see how far the distance is between where he is and where he wants to go. And that is what is scaring him. That's what I'm picking up here, is that he feels afraid of falling into the abyss, which would mean that the feminine does not want him back in her life. That's what he's afraid of. He's afraid she may have moved on. He's afraid he may have messed things up so badly that he may not even be welcome to speak to her again. So there's a lot of fears going on within this masculine. There's also, that longing for home, that longing to go back to the person that felt like home, which is of course your divine counterpart. And there's also a lot of nostalgia here, thinking about the times that were shared in the past before the 3D physical disconnect. And then there's this Emperor that came out first. So this is who this masculine is actually actively evolving into at this time. So if you are resonating with this reading so far, this is a likely indicator that you are a twin flame of the second wave, because that is where the twin flames of the second wave are in their journey currently. So let's see, what else do we need to know, Spirit? What other messages about this divine masculine and where he is on his journey as far as being able to take the leap of faith? Yeah, rebirth. Absolutely. So as we said, this divine masculine is regaining his balance after going through a major rebirth, and I also heard upgrade. So not only is he ascending, but he is also like shedding off his old skin and becoming a better person. He's becoming better at stepping into his emperor power. Over here we have the Queen of Wands. So divine feminines, currently you're feeling very passionate, you're feeling very in your power, and you're feeling fiery about things. Like you are kind of in between, you know, having lost your patience and trying to just focus on yourself. I'm really getting a strong sense of frustration for you too here, because you're seeing that your divine masculine is still in his page energy, you know, which is like very similar to this Fool energy. So he hasn't fully matured yet into this emperor, but that is where he's headed. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Cups. So he's still in his head a lot. You know, he's still overthinking things, he's still overanalyzing things, he's still trying to manifest this connection, but he just, for the life of him, does not know how to move the situation forward. As I said that, I saw 7-11 on my recording timer, and I am getting the message that that is a significant number for somebody here in the collective. It could be that your birthday is July 11th, or you have a significant anniversary of some sort on July 11th, but I'm very specifically getting July 11th here, so you'll know if that resonates for you. And also here at the bottom of the deck again is the Two of Pentacles. So not only is the Two of Pentacles of the earth element, which is like the slowest moving in the tarot, but it's also showing that this divine masculine is juggling between taking that leap of faith and running from the connection. So there's still a part of him that is really afraid of intimacy, that is afraid of being vulnerable, and he's, every time he gets close to taking that leap of faith, he gets back into his headspace and he starts overthinking the situation again. He starts going back and forth about, you know, what if? I'm hearing a lot of what ifs right now. You know, I'm kind of being shown this masculine on a seesaw in my third eye, where he's just kind of going back and forth between, you know, should I, here's the Eight of Pentacles, so should I work hard and take that leap myself, or should I stand here on the shore and wait for the ship to come in? In other words, should I be manifesting that the feminine reach out to me so I don't look like a fool? So you see how he's going back and forth in terms of even if he should be the one to reach out, or if he should wait for the divine feminine to reach out instead. So this is the level of fear that this masculine is feeling. I'm being guided to pull a fortune card here, so let's see what comes through. What do we need to know from this deck? What is it about the divine masculine going back and forth that we need to know here? Travel, directions, journeys. Yeah, very synchronistic. So do I wait or do I go? You know, do I actually work hard to take this leap forward, if I can hold my cards today? This is a very difficult headspace to be in, honestly, and this is really because of not being as emotionally mature, not only right now, but also in the past, where this masculine is really feeling like he just really screwed up even in the past because he was not in his element. He was not in his power to speak his truth. I'm going to use some tea leaf cards here and see what else comes through. I didn't unbox these. Oh, look at that bottom of the deck. So there you go. Either way, this masculine is being pushed to come forward, is really what I'm seeing here. He is being pushed to come forward. Internally, he knows that his divine feminine is not going to do this for him. And he knows that by right, he should be the one to do it because he was the one who, you know, initiated the separation. He was the one who kind of pushed her away. So given that he knows that it is actually the ball is in his court now, which is good. That's a very good thing that he is aware of that. This is a very large deck to shuffle, but let's see. Haystack. Karma, you will reap what you have sown. Okay, so I'm downloading a very intense message here that this divine masculine is actually feeling this back and forth because it's kind of the headspace that he put his divine feminine into, that the divine feminine was actually more comfortable in her own skin. She was a little more emotionally mature is what I'm getting as I'm tapping in, that she was okay with facing harsh truths. So she put herself out there in a vulnerable position, and she was not met by kindness by this masculine. She was actually met by harshness, by, you know, like a cold cut off, a cold shoulder. I just heard spirit say cold shoulder. So it's possible that this masculine just really, really shut her off in a mean way. Like I'm hearing spirit say mean. So in that sense, yeah, the bridge was broken, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. So when this feminine was really reaching out to the masculine for his hand, for his heart, you know, like, okay, at least tell me where you stand, he really did not respond well to that, you know. So he burnt the bridge essentially. So now what's happening is, as this karma card shows, he is having to rebuild the bridge that up until now the feminine had been building. So everything, the foundation that she was laying, the bridge that she was building, he was just kind of chopping and, you know, like just shoveling it up and tossing the materials on the other side. So now he's having to go through the frustration. This funnel card is, yeah, a period of frustration, lessons to be learned. He's learning about what he did and the impact that it has, and he's learning now how to do what the feminine had been doing. But here we have his guides speaking to him, and we also have the feminine's energy that is acting as the light at the end of this tunnel, that he will be shown the way, and the outcome will really be reunion. So good fortune is on these counterparts' side. This is a fated connection, so really there is nowhere to go but union. But the thing is that even though this period is frustrating for both the masculine and the feminine, really, because the feminine is waiting and she's losing patience, but this masculine is just, he's learning lessons through this. And these lessons are something that is going to help their connection thrive when they are in union. So it's actually really important for him to go through this process. And that's why the feminine is being guided to just be patient, as as annoying as it is to hear that all the time, to be patient, it's really critical, because the last thing you want to do is a rerun of the loops that you were going through before the physical 3D separation. You don't want to come back together and feel like nothing's changed. You want to have a successful outcome, right? You want to have a successful connection, a harmonious union. And that's really what this process is doing for you. So it's really happening for you. And I know it's hard to, just kind of sit there and wait. But at the same time, you're not being guided to sit there and wait. You're being guided to really focus on yourself, really tune into your spiritual side, because that's what's going to help you, get through these difficult times. And then we have humor. Don't take everything too seriously and stress yourself out about it. In my third eye, I'm being shown the 7 of Wands card, like self-defense mode, kind of. You don't want to be in that energy. You have to know that everything is a catalyst to union for true twin flames, because there's nowhere else to go, right? Everything is a catalyst to union, and everything is happening for the sake of your highest good. So as difficult as it is, just honor your emotions, feel them, and then release them. Don't hold on to them. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have health. So, pay attention to your health, your emotional and mental health especially. Don't let this journey drive you insane, because believe me, it can. All of us that have been on it, we know. It absolutely can drive you insane, but don't let it do that. And, just hang in there, stay strong, stay in your power, really, really stay in your power. Let's get a few messages from the masculine here and see what he has to say at this point. So what does this divine masculine want to tell his divine feminine? Open your heart to me, please. So this is actually a mirrored message. This divine feminine is actually internally pleading with her masculine to just open up a line of communication. You're going to ease both of our anxieties by not taking this leap of faith. You're torturing me and you're torturing yourself. Like there's just no point of this disconnect. That's the mindset that this feminine is in. But believe me, there's a point to this disconnect, because if they reach out when they're not ready, if the masculine reaches out when he's not ready, you get to see that same immature, unevolved, non-emperor side of him again. And that's really just going to cause you more frustration. You want to see positive changes in your person when they do return. You don't want a repeat of the old cycles. So as hard as it is for you to wait, as much as you don't want, the process to be dragged out, it's that much more important for you to be patient, because if you don't do those things, you're just going to keep going through a cycle of union separation. And you don't want that, right? When you want them to come back, and that's like you're in union from that point on. You don't want to have to deal with the 3D physical disconnect over and over and over again. There are so many twins that have come back into contact prematurely, and they keep going through this endless cycle. And it's just not, because this connection is so intense and you trigger each other so intensely, and you share the same soul. There's just no way around it, that it's really just going to drive you bonkers. But the second message here is definitely from the masculine, that when I follow my heart, it leads me to you. So this masculine knows that that Eight of Pentacles card, that he has to work hard and come back to the feminine, because that is what his heart truly desires, and the feminine is not going to do it. But the ego part of him is still manifesting for the feminine to reach out to him. Open your heart to me. Tell me that you still want me. And feminines are here holding their boundaries just like they should. They should be so proud of themselves for holding their boundaries, because they're then telling the masculines what their standard is, what they will accept and what they won't accept. They both know that their souls are bound together forever, and the masculine is realizing this more and more. The masculines, I'm also getting, are developing a sense of clairvoyance through this, because the energy exchange is becoming more intense. There is an increased energy flow between the counterparts, so they can really feel each other really well within themselves. And their higher self, their intuition knows, their 3D self also knows. But it's just a matter of being willing to acknowledge what you know and not letting your ego or pride get in the way. I'm going to get a Wisdom of the Oracle card here to get a little bit more insight into the current energy of this connection. Serendipity and Between Worlds, yes. This masculine is currently between worlds. He's currently in between reaching out and deciding, realizing, gaining clarity on what it is that he truly wants and desires. And here we have Serendipity, which is a very fortuitous card, very similar to this Beetle Good Fortune card. So really confirming that even though everything looks so chaotic right now on the outside, the divine masculines have a lot of mental stress and frustration in their headspace, but everything is leading them to union. Just like when we saw, when I split the deck, the first card in the middle of the deck that was on top was the union card, the Four of Wands, and at the bottom was the Fool card, and then we saw the Page of Cups. So communication is coming. Absolutely, it's coming. Just stay aligned. Keep your vibration high. Here at the bottom of the deck, we have Imagine. So with this, I'm really hearing, imagine the feeling of union. Vibrate in the vibration of union already, so you can attract it to you successfully, so that you don't dwell in this feeling of lack, because really what it is right now is karma clearing, for these twin flames of the second wave. So what I'm really seeing Spirit say here is that you're not meant to know when exactly this is coming to you, but it's coming a whole lot sooner than you thought. So even though on the outside right now, it looks like things are just dragging, there are so many positive sudden changes coming in, and I'm being given the word sudden over and over again. So don't expect things to just follow this linear slow motion trajectory. Things will follow a linear trajectory, but it's not going to be in slow motion, and these changes are coming quicker than you can imagine. So hang in there, because you're being guided to be patient, but you're also being told you're not going to have to be patient for that much longer, because you'll finally be able to see in the physical 3D what you've been longing for in the 5D all along. 5D connections are really intense right now between counterparts. Energy exchange is happening like never before. So be sure that you do stay aligned telepathically. You guys are picking up on each other like crazy right now. Don't give your counterpart any wrong messages by not being aligned with the vibration of union. Just stay aligned, be at peace with your counterpart. Every day, sometimes you have to remind yourself to forgive your counterpart. Sometimes every day you have to remind yourself to release the past, release energies that don't serve you anymore. It's not a one and done deal. It's something that you do have to go through this process for. So you are really being guided to do that. And, you know, use affirmations, use meditations, use energy clearing tools, whatever it is, to help yourself out in that department. So I'm feeling pretty good about closing out the reading here. I hope you all enjoyed it. I do hope that you'll join me on Instagram. That is where you can purchase your personal readings from me, as well as my Twin Flame Manifestation Affirmations. Currently, it is on sale for $100. Original price is $150, so you're getting a pretty big $50 discount. This is up until July 4th. So if you have been thinking about you know, getting those affirmations, if you've been kind of on the fence about it, now is a great time. The sale will continue until the 4th of July, and that will be the final day. So once it's gone, but you have some time right now. So definitely I would encourage you to hop in and take advantage. If you stop by my Instagram profile, check out the highlight titled Affirmations. You can see reviews from a bunch of my clients and the results that they've seen using these affirmations. So anyways, I do hope to see you all on my Instagram. I do run pretty much daily specials there for readings, so you can go ahead and purchase a reading of your choice. Check out my stories and the highlight titled services to see what readings are available at this time. So I hope to see you there, and if not, I will talk to you all again in the next reading video. Have a beautiful night, you guys.